arrowcody, and we introduce you to Leo the Great, one and the only, the Gorilla Man, Leo the Great.
And arrowcody, Mr. Spider-Man himself, Mr. Peter Parker himself, people. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing all right. Your day is going constructive. Your day is going good. And you just look for the progress in your life and you manifest. And all these things will manifest themselves to you. We're making a video today discussing certain politics and who you may vote for and who deserves your vote. So listen in closely. We're going to start off with just a simple analysis of the candidates. You have Joe Biden. You have Mike Bloomberg. You have Pete. And then you have the other two women that are running for in candidacy for a presidential debate 2020, a presidential election of 2020. All right. We're going to start off just focusing on who may be a better candidate for you, or whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or independent. For me, I am a Democrat, just to put that out there for the record. I tried independency, but that's an aimless choice right there, you know. You have to belong to some type of party for the Senate to even make moves or to even make congressional decisions on where this country is headed. I like Mike Bloomberg, just to be personal. I feel that he takes and he possesses all the equipped skills to run this great country of America that we live in. This land was owned first and foremost by the Native Americans, and maybe 700, 800 years ago or sort. But now we have a great city-state country that is mixed market. We live in a mixed market economy. We have freedom of speech, freedom of choice. So this country has come a long way. It's still a baby, but it's come a long way.
Okay. Now, we heard that before, haven't we, y'all? How this country's free, freedom of speech. But look at it like this. When you say, for example, if you say, I don't need your help, then they want to label you crazy. Freedom of speech gets you where? Locked up in padded cells. Freedom of speech gets you where? You speak your point of view or your belief or your opinion on something. They want to sit here and be judgmental and condemn you and lock you up. So basically, we don't have freedom of speech. He says we do. If y'all were voting right now for me or Leo, who would you vote for? Somebody that's going to be honest in the political party, or somebody who's taught and raised by somebody in his life that told him this is a free country? I'm going to be totally honest. Let me tell y'all something. This country is falling. This country never was based on freedom, or constitutional rights have been taken from us. If we try to defend ourselves or our family, we get locked up along with the criminals because we try fighting back. Self-defense.
Unless you exercise your right.
And even if you do exercise your right, then they're going to label you insane and lock you in a mental institution. Look at it like that. There's a lot of...
I feel that people may voice their opinions at the wrong time, in the wrong place at times, and just to be heard, but it's really it makes you a target. It makes you a target. You know, because you don't have most of the substantive knowledge that it takes to govern yourself accordingly in this country, and how to quid pro quo create your own bounds and limitations on what you take and what you give. But we do have constitutional rights, we have the Bill of Rights, and we do have freedom of speech, Emancipation Proclamation. So this country, despite its flaws, we do have some great perks to this country.
And to be honest, the government chooses your electricity, your bills, and what you need to pay. The government is in control of everything, and you're ruled over the government of politics.
And don't forget, choose who you will vote for, me or Arrow Cody. This is a debate starting now.
Yep. So basically, this country's falling, and it's nothing new to society. It's been going on for centuries. The Americans have bullied the native Indians out of their country and turf because of their beliefs and their systems of their tradition and money and power to enslave the Indians and moving them out of their continent. So really, this country was not founded by Abraham Lincoln or by any of those people. It was founded by the Indians before it was founded by the Westerns. And to be honest, China owns this condoned state. Most of our stuff comes from China. Most of our gold comes from China. And we need to stand up and fight back by looking at the bigger picture that we need to be an independent country and not so much of a democracy that is controlled and enslaved by the government race.
Well, I would say to answer that, we do have what you call a free trade agreement that we have partnered with different countries that are our allies. Without our allies, we would have nothing. We'd be on a path for destruction. I feel that the president has he's in collusion over what's taking place in this economy right now by associating and affiliating himself with Russian foreigners and encrypting different things over the internet to manipulate votes. So this country has had a rocky past, but with the right voice and the right choice and the right decisions that should be made within this mixed market economy, we have democracy and we have independency. We have a choice. We have a voice. We can go out and vote. There was a time where one race couldn't really vote, but one race could vote. So it's kind of been a seesaw effect throughout this country's history. You do have some Americans that are blind to this, but it wasn't always just so bad. We actually we are the center stone and the heartbeat of the world. Yes, we do have a lot of manufactured goods that are made and minted in China, but they do not own us. We have a billing system that is called the American system to make the American economy much more self-sustainable instead of depending on different countries and depending on these different continents to make the world go around. I'm running for YouTube president because I feel that I have what's necessary. I have the knowledge gained through school. I have a lot of truth to what can be infiltrated into a new development. And also, Eric Cody's just an action figure.
Okay, if I'm an action figure, at least I'm setting in action to make the world a better place. Unlike those who sit around and do nothing, as Americans have seen time and time again, nobody does anything to fix their community or fix the structure of their YouTube community or their way of lifestyle to be a healthy lifestyle. Why is China so successful? Why is Japan so successful? Why is Russia so successful? Because they all have values and qualities of doing stuff for themselves. They're independent. If we were more independent, there wouldn't be people at each other's throat. There wouldn't be war and chaos. There wouldn't be people trying to kill people, and everybody will be civilized. Right now, nobody is civilized. There's a lot of crime rates skyrocketing. There's a lot of drug deals, marketing. There's a lot of business, corrupt systems that have taken our freedom of justice, of self-defense, to not let us defend ourselves and our family. And there's a lot of stuff wrong with the turf of what he's committing. And he's telling the white lies and not the full truth of the contact of what is in reality.
Well, one thing I will say, if you have a president like me on YouTube, You would not have to worry about scammers. You would not have to worry about too many bloggers. You would not have to worry about illicit content on your pages or in your studio webcam or anything while you go live. You would not have. You would have access to more widgets, access to more education online on this YouTube channel. Partnered by my friend arrowcody and I. We are looking out for the best interests of this YouTube presidency. And I would really enjoy your vote. We're going to work on capsizing revolt and rebellion. We're going to establish a fine printed page that brings out the best in you, basically.
And if you vote for me, you'll be an independent. You'll be able to do what is necessary for you to do. But there will be a limitation. Why is there a limitation? Because if you have full throttle and full control, you're fall into a place of darkness and hatred and bitterness. My papa always taught me, he said, if you don't have a balance and you don't have a little bit of limitations, you'll lose yourself in what we call the devil's playground, land of confusion. And you'll end up with bitterness in your heart. So basically, if you vote for me, you'll be independent where you can do what you want to do just as long as it's not illegal and it's not wrong and it's not criminal activity. You're allowed to do whatever you want and whatever you need that is necessary that fits your beneficial needs that can make you go and get strong and more leadership, more hardship, more community guidelines, more everything of accessible needs that fit your benefits and not based on government benefits.
Stay tuned for the inaugural speech of either arrowcody or Leo the Great. Thank you.